So that's us leaving now. Found this amazing site on Park for Night in Donegal. It was empty when we came in last night, but as you can see, it is absolutely rammed. But anyhow, catch you in a bit. Morning, it's Thursday the 11th of September and you find us in Newtownards. We just parked up here. There is no time limit. There's lots of spaces and it's free. As you can see over there, the Home Bargains, and obviously Matalan, Tesco Extra, Burger King over there. So we're just going to take a wander into town, see what it's all about. We're not sure what we're actually looking for, and then we're going to move on up to Bangor. But anyhow, enjoy the journey with us. You've got the Newtownards Priory there, but above the gate there it says 1988, and we're just going to go now into the Memorial Gardens. Obviously there's a few leaves been blown down. Here's a memory to the RUC, which is now known as the Police Service Northern Ireland, after the peace deal. So what you have there is the Market Cross. It's the only 17th century surviving market cross in Northern Ireland itself, and a fine example it is. We're just in Colonel Paddy's having a coffee, and there's a flag there for the Long Range Desert Group, and there's memorabilia all about. So here's a statue of Lieutenant Colonel Blair, Paddy Main, 1913 to 1955. He obviously started off with the army, then he got brought across to the Special Air Services by Colonel David Sterling. But yeah, what a man. He's from Newtownards. This is where he died in 1955 in a car accident. Also within the square itself, we've obviously got this memorial to commemorate the International RAC Tourist Trophy Handicap Races 1928 to 1936, when the world's finest drivers and cars raced through this square. And if you look there, the average speed was 78.65 mile an hour in 1933, 1932 was 74, and in 1931 67. And who's this sat on the bench having his lunch? As we walk up the main street itself, you see some really nice old buildings, and then you see some of these horrible new buildings that are just cropped up and look out of place and are really ugly. The brown building at the back there is now a bus station, but it was a brewery, but no more. So in front of you there, that's St Mark's Church. All I'm going to do now is going to head back in towards the town centre. So we've left Newtownards, we're now up in Bangor. An absolute horrendous journey of hundreds and hundreds of metres, probably about 10 miles if that. Hopefully the wind isn't affecting it too much, but we want to get parked in the car parks around the corner there, but absolutely full up and not enough room to get the motorhome in, so we parked by the side of the road itself. There is plenty of room, as you can see. We're well within the white markers there. Got the cruise liner come in, you've got little boats, it's obviously ferrying people to and from. You've got tankers out the side there. That's where we started off our journey, way over there, in Larne, and come down, did a couple of nights in Carrickfergus, and then obviously down to Antrim, and then up to the north, and then back down to Antrim, and all that. So we're going to go and visit Bangor. The last time I was here was when I served at Bishop's Court, and I come up to visit and that, and it's from what I can remember it was lovely. But anyhow, I'll show you around. So the reason the car park was probably heaving by the marina is because, as it says here, car park closure. This car park will close permanently on the 5th of September 2025. It's obviously been a parking place, and obviously you can't get across to the clock tower neither, that's all shut off. It's a bit of a shame. But anyhow, we're still going to have a look around Bangor itself. More murals over there. But anyhow, enjoy the journey with us. So this is Bangor Castle, not a castle as we would normally see in the likes of Scotland, England and some parts of Europe, but at the end of the day it's a castle and it belongs to Bangor. Very nice. So this is what's called the monk's cell. You'll be able to see in there. Or is it too dark? This is part of the museum. The castle. We've now found ourselves in Bangor Abbey. So that's us just sailing across the Strangford Lock from Strangford itself, from Portaferry across to Strangford, and then we're going to pick up the A2 and then start heading down to, again, an area I used to operate in the early 80s when I was in the forces. I'm looking forward to that, and I think we're going to head to Ardglass Marina and spend the night there. But anyhow, keep you updated. Our initial intention was to stop at Ardglass Marina itself. However, because we'd done so well, we decided to move on because we wanted to go up the Mourne Mountains, and the weather wasn't looking too great for the following day. So we decided to move on from Ardglass and we headed down towards Newcastle itself. We rang ahead and we got in touch with a site at Bloody Bridge campsite. And we were told, yeah, just go in, give them the code for the gate and find a spot. When we went in, it was almost as if you had to be a mountain goat in order to actually stay on that site. It wasn't for us at all, and it was way out in Newcastle. So we turned around, went back through Newcastle, and we got in touch with a couple of sites, and we eventually got onto the Windsor Holiday Park, which was fine. It was lovely. So we ended up staying there the night, and then the following morning we set off, got parked up in Newcastle eventually, which you'll see in the next video, before we headed on up and into the Mourne Mountains, where the weather was fine, apart from when we come back down, but I'll tell you all about that in the next video. But anyhow,